name's Eric Bonetti. I'm the Executive Director at RPJ Housing, and very glad to be with you this evening. So to tell you a little bit about RPJ Housing, as the slide indicates, we were founded 34 years ago by a minister of the National Capital Presbytery. So originally we were part of the Presbyterian Church. There was a recognition eventually that it made sense to spin the organization off as a separate nonprofit, and we remain separate today, but also keep very close ties with the Presbyterian Church. At present, we operate about 210 units of affordable housing across Northern Virginia, including 5 group homes for persons with disabilities. I can tell you one exciting bit of news is we are about to open the 6th group home. It will be just outside Alexandria City, and will house 5 female veterans coming back from the wars. Currently, single female vets with injuries or disabilities are one of the fastest growing segments of homelessness. So there was a real desire on our part to do something in that space. Overall, that emphasis on disabilities and permanent supportive housing is probably the single biggest differentiator for RPJ Housing. So if you look at the various nonprofits out there and you ask the question, how are these guys different? What value do they bring? What I would say is it is that emphasis on persons with disabilities and people who are difficult to house. Here in Arlington County, we own and operate 3 multifamily properties. 2 are right near Fort Myer for a total of 22 units. There's also Garfield Gardens, which is just south of Columbia Pike. That's 9 units, primarily permanent supportive housing. And I use that term loosely. Not all the residents there would meet the statutory definition, but there are people who are often getting other county services who are, again, very difficult to house. Currently, we are working to obtain permanent financing for Garfield Gardens, and that's something that we hope to have resolved by this summer. In addition, we operate a group home on 3rd Street for 5 adults with developmental disabilities. One thing I can tell you, and this comes up every year when we look at renewing our insurance, people do get anxious when you mention the word group home. They don't know if you're talking about substance abuse, people who are transitioning out of prison. But all of ours at this point are adults with disabilities of one sort or another. A couple other bits of news that I thought you might be interested in. We did, our Director of Property Management, Melissa Simmons, this year was awarded the Property Manager of the Year Award by DCDC at their annual Governor's Housing Conference event. Melissa had started at RPJ about 3 days before I did, so we kind of have been running in tandem in that sense. She's very, very committed to the welfare of the residents, to doing things right, to building a strong organization over time, and she's really, really dug in and worked very, very hard in that space. We've also done a number of things to work more closely with the various minority communities. So we launched a Spanish language services program about a year ago. I do have a staffer who assists our Spanish language our Spanish speaking residents, assists them with everything from lease up to service requests. We also now have access to language line services. We're seeing an increasing number of people who speak neither English nor Spanish, including a number of residents who speak Farsi. So that was something that we wanted to make available so that all persons would be comfortable at our properties. I can tell you too, we are also looking at a possible acquisition in North Arlington. If that comes to pass, it would be about a year out probably. It's about 40 units, and it would be entirely affordable housing. The other thing that I can tell you that's kind of the key differentiator in our case versus the other nonprofit developers is that basically almost everything we own is affordable. We operate on the 15 market rate units across the entire portfolio. So in that sense, we like to think that we provide a lot of bang for the buck. So that's a little bit about RPJ Housing, and I'm around afterwards if anybody has any questions. Thank you.